Hey everyone, this is the first time I'm actually doing a recording of my monthly new on the web platform summary. I've been doing this for my team for almost 3 years now. There's always a lot of colorful kind of commentary around the context, how these technologies are relevant for our work. And so I can't share those recordings, but I had a 15-minute break and thought, why don't I try doing this for everyone as well? So let's get started. This is me with my children skiing on Saturday. That was awesome, but not the topic, obviously, today. Okay, let's go. Cool. First one here from Una, that container queries are being standardized. So if for those who don't know, container queries are basically a way to express some CSS based on dimensions of the container. Traditionally, browsers have been very reluctant allowing this because you kind of get these circular kind of dependencies in the layout algorithm. That has been, I think, partially worked around by relying on CSS containment. And so it's available now. I think it's in Chrome. You can play with it, and it's becoming web standard. Yeah, this actually is, I think, is a big deal. So web component support is coming to React, which, I think independent of what you think about React or web components, it's a good thing, right? Like, because like basically React was the last holdout of being able to kind of consume web components, and that was sad. So it's good to see this coming out. At the point of this tweet, this was an experimental feature behind a feature flag that was still kind of being decided whether it's going to make the next stable release. I actually don't know the latest on this. I should find out. But it's definitely good progress. Cool. Next here, post from Dominic that the new app history is coming to Chrome Canary. For those who don't know the background, managing history in browsers is bad. You probably don't suffer from it so much because you're using like a router that is handling this for you for client-side navigation. So this might only be interesting for people making the router because they are having a very bad time today. To get an impression of how bad the current APIs are, so history replace state, history push state, they have 3 arguments. The second argument does nothing. And I think that tells you everything about like how well designed these APIs are. They have all kinds of bugs. Like if you have, for example, an iframe and you navigate the iframe and the outer frame, how that actually serializes to one single history is completely non-browser specified and a mess. So it's good to see some progress there. Cool. So DevTools in Chrome didn't have an accessibility tree as opposed to other browsers. That was bad, and now it's fixed. I actually haven't played with it, but I'm actually want to do that right after this meeting because I need to check my own personal website. Cool. In past reports, I've talked a lot about Aviv. I'm very excited about Aviv because it's very awesome. It's the right image format that you want to use now for kind of typical web deliver images in your website, right? So it's very efficient at doing that. It supports transparencies and it supports extremely efficient encoding. But what it doesn't support is very high quality large images. So if that is a use case you have, but you still want to do it efficiently, then JPEG XL is the right thing to do. Cool. Next here is an article from Smashing Magazine, which talks about their journey to compliance with Core Web Vitals, also in the context of Google Search's page experience ranking. I think this was a really interesting thing. I actually tweeted the other day that page experience ranking is coming to desktop, but for now it's on mobile. And a site like Smashing Magazine probably actually has way more desktop traffic. That's pretty common for developer-facing websites, but they also have a lot of mobile traffic, but this mobile traffic is biased to India, and these Indian users have a bias compared to like their normal traffic, where they might have slower devices or they're on slower connections, and that kind of drags down their overall Core Web Vitals percentiles. If you don't know, like I was on the team that kind of built the Core Web Vitals ranking for Google Search, and it's definitely a case we thought about quite a bit, and that we kind of think about when we're designing the ranking algorithms, and but it's good to see that this is actually a thing in practice, and it made them made changes that are good for their website, right? And so I think this is, in the end, kind of a success story. And hopefully, when next month's Core Web Vitals ranking is coming to desktop as well, they'll be in really good shape. Cool. This is an interesting one here. Colored web fronts coming to Chrome. I don't actually know what this is for. Probably if you want to have an opinion about how the emojis look, which seems like a reasonable thing to do. I probably wouldn't recommend any other usages. And then Eric Lawrence was asking whether we know that when an image request is fired in the unload phase, that it's being automatically transformed into a send beacon-like thing, which is then subject to a different CSP policy. I did not know that. So today I learned. My recommendation will be that if you are tracking, usage, send it to your own domain. In which case you probably have a default source and certainly connect source for self set anyway, and this is not a problem. Otherwise, this might be something that you notice when you roll out your CSP. But probably something you just find out and then fix in that moment. Cool. That's all for this month. I'm interested in feedback whether this is actually useful, or you rather just quickly flip through these slides and don't listen to me talking. All right, bye-bye.